Professional Project Management blog. In the previous video, we have started our conversation about the PMP exam, and I have touched base on what PMP is, why would you need to take this test, how to get prepared, and how to qualify for the exam. So today we are moving forward, and I'm going to share some tips on how to complete your application. And what is important, what if your application was chosen for an audit? Besides, we will discuss what is going to happen on the exam and how to maintain your certification further. So let's go! So, time to start your application. And you know what is good? Once the application for the PMP exam is started, PMI allows 90 days to submit it. This means you will have 3 months to complete your application. And the good thing would be if you could start your application at the same time when you start your professional education. And this means that you will have 3 months for your 35 hours professional course. Well, for me personally, that was a great motivation to study hard, to apply all my efforts, and to keep everything from the knowledge that I have obtained from the course in my mind during this period of time. And actually, this is much simpler than if I have started my course 6 months before I have taken an exam. I bet I will have to restudy everything once again before the exam. Well, regarding the application, I would advise searching through internet to find some videos and tutorials on how to properly and accurately complete every field from your application. Well, actually, there are thousands of them and they're really helpful, because sometimes this might be a little bit tricky to find out what exactly is required to be filled into the application. And what is else important, try to find videos and tutorials on how to properly describe your project management experience, because regarding the experience, you will need to input every non-overlapping project in your application that would confirm and outline your professional experience during the time that is required to submit an application. Well, I'm referring to 3 to 5 years of the project management experience. Regarding the experience, I would share an insight, as I have mentioned, you need to outline your experience that is not overlapping. Well, for instance, every project manager and many times mostly dedicated not to a single project. This means, for instance, if you're managing 3 projects simultaneously and every project lasts for a year, this doesn't mean that you have 3 years of the professional project management experience, because all these projects were going simultaneously. So you will need to have 3 years of the constant non-overlapping project management experience, and this should be outlined in your application. Moving on, there are a couple of other tips that I would like to share with you regarding the PMP application, and one of them is references. So while completing your application, you will be required to input the contact information of people who are able to confirm your experience on the projects that you have managed during the period of time that you have outlined in your application. Well, what is extremely important, I would advise reaching out to these people before you submit your application, because first of all, make sure that they would feel okay and comfortable and capable to confirm your experience for the particular project. And next, once the application is submitted, you will not be allowed to change the contact information of the reference people. Well, and another thing why this is very important, because there is a possibility that your application would be fallen under an audit. And so that you're aware, this might happen not only before the exam, but also after you have taken and even passed the exam, for instance, in a year or 2 and whatever time. So application for your PMP exam might be reviewed and audited by the PMI Institute. Another nuance regarding the PMP application is that you will need to confirm that you are going to comply with the PMP and PMI Code of Ethics and Professional Conduct. This document describes explicitly how you are expected to act as a PMP holder and could be found on the PMI website as an open source document. Well, you're welcome to check it at any time when you have a moment to do so. And another thing is related to the PMI membership. Well, before submitting of your application, I would advise deciding if you would like to become a PMI member. So, of course, you are able to do this at any time after the application is submitted, but the thing here is that this membership provides a couple of benefits, like, let's say, participation in the PMI chapter and discounts for the exams. So, you have completed your application and submitted it. And from this moment, you have the whole year for taking the exam. Great! But right in the moment when you have submitted your application, there is a possibility that you will be informed straight away that your application is chosen for an audit. What to do now? Well, you have submitted your application, and from this moment, there are two ways on what's gonna happen next. Either your application is not chosen for an audit immediately, or it is. And that was my case. So once I have submitted my application, I have seen a happy notification on the screen. Hooray! You are picked for an audit. And right away, I have received an email from the PMI with instructions on what to do next. That was really disappointing because first, if your application is chosen for an audit before the exam, you are not allowed to schedule a test before an audit is passed successfully. And at the time that I have submitted an application, I had a very rigid time frame for taking a test. And another thing here is that the experience that I have submitted for my application was related to the time when I was mostly working remotely in the international companies. And this meant mostly all of my references were distributed around the globe. So, my application was chosen for an audit. The first reaction was, damn, what to do? I don't have that much time for an audit. What should I do now? Well, now I can tell you, if you are chosen for an audit, don't panic. This is not the end of the world. Moreover, PMI provides explicit instructions on how to behave, what to do, and how to pass this audit. Besides, they are very much responsive during all the time you're under the assessment, and they try to help as much as they can to pass this audit. Well, basically, for passing an audit, you need to confirm all the information that you have supplied within the application. And I'm talking about the education, professional education, and your professional experience. As for the education, you will need to print your diplomas from the high school or a 4-year degree, depends what you have mentioned in the application. And by the way, if it is not in English, you will need to translate it in English too. Additionally, print the certificate about the professional education. Put it aside, and now happens the most tricky thing, and here is when you need your references. As for the professional experience, here is when you need your references. And the tricky thing here might be that you need to follow up with all the references that you have mentioned in your application and ask for the hard-written copies of the confirmation about the experience on projects in your application. Well, after everything is gathered, you need to pack all the papers in the envelope and send it to the PMI Institute with a regular mailing service. Well, the good thing here is that they do not stretch the time, and well, in my case, I have received the confirmation of that they have received all the documents right away, and soon my application was unlocked and I was able to schedule the test. And here I would like to thank everybody who has agreed to become a point of contact for the PMI Institute as my references, who was that much responsive and who helped me during this period of time. Thank you guys, I much appreciate what you have done. Long story short, finally an audit is passed and we have got to the point when it is time to schedule your test. Hooray! Well, for scheduling a test, you will need to take your identifier from the PMI Institute and to visit the Prometric Center website, as the test is scheduled online. Prometric Center is the global testing service provider which have offices for taking professional tests all over the world. Well, during scheduling the test, you actually need to be pretty much shifty, so don't stretch your time here because the seats per exams are limited and PMP is not the only exam which might be taken at the same date. So do this fast. Another specific regarding the Prometric Center, although it is distributed all over the world, it is not present in every city. So there is a possibility you will need to travel some other location for taking the test. So consider this as well while booking your seat. Further on, while booking the exam date, use your ID document and pick the one that you will be able to take with you on the exam in order to confirm your personality. During booking the examination date, you will also be required to provide information about additional details that are specific for you. For instance, if you would require some certain accommodation, that should be outlined in the application form for booking the test, because Prometric Center will need to do some manipulations in order to provide and prepare everything before you are going to visit the center. Another thing, if you would need some certain items, let's say earplugs or eye drops or something else during the test that you will need to utilize on a regular basis, you should inform about this the Prometric Center in advance too, because for the exam it is not allowed to take anything with you. Next thing, I would recommend for those who native language is not English to take the translation accommodation. First of all, it's absolutely free, and although you might be extremely confident in English, remember, exam lasts 4 hours. During that time, you might lose concentration, you will be tired, some new word which you are not familiar with might pop up. And although the exam itself will be taken in English, translation might be extremely helpful in the certain moments during the exam, so don't deny this possibility. The exam date has come. Don't forget to sleep before. So sleeping the night before will extremely help you during the exam. Personally, I was struggling a lot because I was trying to study more, I was so much nervous, but finally I have managed to fall asleep. And now I believe that that was the key point why I have passed the exam successfully. So don't forget to sleep. Now a couple of more tips on the exam date. First of them, try to come to the Prometric Center at least 30 minutes before the exam because you will need to complete the registration. Take the printed copy of the booking for your seat and the ID document that you have been using for the reservation itself. Next, what would be helpful is taking a bottle of water and a snack with you. They will allow you making breaks, so most likely you will be thirsty, you're hungry a little bit, so take the stuff with you. But remember, when you're making interruptions during this test time is not stopped, so You may rest, but not too long. Time to enter the test room. Well, first important thing, don't try to cheat. Don't have any illusions. There will be a room with supervisors and cameras, and if you are caught on cheating, you will not be allowed to complete your test at all. So don't do this. Important thing that I would like to outline regarding the test itself. Do not leave any blank responses. If you do, the blank response is 100% wrong response. Well, therefore, while doing the test, mark all the questions that you have concerns about, and once you are done with everything that you are sure for, return to the concerning ones. And even still, you do not have any confidence about the response that you have chosen, pick at least the one that you are more or less feel comfortable with, because it will give you at least 25% of possibility that you have answered correctly. So a lot of things we have managed to touch base by now about the PMP certification. And in the next video, we will discuss on how to maintain your certification further after the test is passed. So subscribe now if you haven't done this yet and tap the notification bell. I hope you will do your best and will pass the exam from the first attempt successfully. Let me know in comments if you have already booked the date for the test. Cheers!